I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak here today on the Day of Mourning to recognize and pay tribute to those lives affected by occupational fatalities, injuries, and illnesses. I'm a second-generation civic employee. My father, a retired Winnipeg bus operator, started when I was just 3 years old. He took pride in the position he had, and the pride and the respect of that position was reflected in the public that took the service. Even at just 3 years old, it was instilled upon me, and I could easily recognize the difference between a school bus, a city bus, and the doggy bus, but we don't have Greyhound anymore. Later in life, he became ATU president, and he took the same passion and priorities and applied it to the job to make sure everybody's lives were improved and their life was protected. As it happened, I've now followed in his footsteps, being an operator for 24 years and now serving as union president, a position I'm privileged to serve in. During my time as an operator, I discovered that the dynamics of the career were not the same as when he served, and it did not sit well with me, which is why I became involved with the union. I found that the issues that he dealt with 30 years ago are not the same issues that I deal with. Between then and now, something had changed. Our society today is facing unprecedented challenges with mental health, substance abuse, and homelessness. And as public-facing professionals and transit workers, we become easy targets for acts of violence stemming from these issues. Our members across all departments, being bus operators, plant equipment, clerical, or mechanics, they feel the effects and strains on the transit system. Sadly, the instances of verbal abuse, threats, and physical assaults on our members have been on a steady rise over the years. From my personal experience, I myself was assaulted many years ago just out front here. I was driving my bus, a passenger had boarded and chosen not to pay, and when I inquired if he got up, left the bus, and backhanded me with a closed fist. We had no shields at that time. The same can be said for our bus shelter service personnel. They are subjected to severe hazards on a daily basis. Used needles, human waste. The job's certainly not what they signed up for initially, but it's become a part of their daily duties. They are at risk of contracting diseases and having altercations with individuals who use these shelters as their homes. Our members struggle to feel safe while at work, and sadly, some of our members have lost their lives. On February 14, 2017, transit operator Jubal Fraser was stabbed by a passenger who refused to leave the bus when it reached its last stop at the University of Manitoba. He died of his injuries and he was 58 years old. Late last year in Mississauga, Ontario, one of our maintenance brothers, David Zhu, was killed in a tragic workplace accident when the bus he was working on fell off the hoist and killed him. This was completely avoidable through training and safety procedures that must be enacted and enforced. Brother Jubal and Zhu's lives were cut short just for doing their jobs. It has left some deep scars in our membership, their families, and all who knew and loved them. It never should have happened. Many workers suffer from psychological injuries, which is the new enemy at the gates. Sadly, absences in the workplace due to psychological injuries are growing at an astonishing rate. These incidents should not be considered as part of the job. We must expand beyond protecting from physical injury and death and include psychological injuries, because that too can lead to death. It should not be normalized or accepted. Something needs to change. All levels of government and employers need to ensure that the resources that are available to address the changing landscape, contributing to workplace injury and death. We must all collectively demand from all levels of government for better protections for everyone, for all working people. I want to see that same pride in the eyes of our youth when they see a transit worker, like I did when I was a kid. To replace the look of fear in our membership's eyes with the look of pride and confidence, like it was in my dad's day. Nothing exists in a vacuum. Everything is interconnected. We must come together to make this world a better place for ourselves and for future generations. After all, we are one. Thank you.